and welcome to what might be my most chaotic what I eat in a week yet. Still, this video has got a bunch of yummy, easy and quick recipes to offer and a little bit of travel content. Day one of filming, I was still in the south of France. I went there on this random but very fun girls trip, and I ended up staying a day longer than everybody else. So day one of filming was just me wandering through Nice, my only mission being to find some good vegan food. Hi, here's a quick little reminder to pre-order my cookbook if you haven't done so already. It's out worldwide. It's called All Day Vegan, and the link to it is down below in the description. It's amazing. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. So this was the view from my Airbnb's bedroom. Just a casual airport field. First thing in the morning, I went to this little market where I almost had half a conversation with someone in French. This lady selling apricots. For breakfast, I had some soca, this really yummy, savory, deconstructed chickpea pancake. It's accidentally vegan and a specialty in Nice. When looking for vegan-friendly places online, I stumbled upon this cafe here. This is a bike shop / coffee place. I really just went there for the coffee, and it was really good. Although, like almost everything in the south of France, it was pretty expensive. I then went to this place called Paper Plane. It's a very health food focused cafe. Sadly, they didn't have a lot of the meals that I wanted to try, and so I had to settle for some avocado toast. The almond iced chai here was amazing though. It was just too hot to exist that day, so to hide from the heat, I hung out at this random organic store for a bit. I picked up an assortment of snacks there. This apple crumble I got from another cafe that I just happened to walk past, and I topped that with the coconut yogurt from the organic store, which that was a really good combo. Almost too good. The person selling this assured me a bunch of times that it was vegan, but looking back, I'm thinking those cookies, they were just too buttery. Anyway, I also snacked on a banana and this protein bar that I got from the bike coffee place. And then I made my way to the airport. Just because I know some of you are gonna ask, here's a quick rundown of the few other vegan food places that I got to check out. First up, Not Dog. It's this super cozy fast food place selling fancy hot dogs. It's all vegan and just incredibly delicious. This felt like my first real meal in days after traveling through mainly small towns in the south of France. And yeah, I wanted to cry. This was so good. Then we also went to Amour Pâtisserie. It's this little bakery cafe selling beautiful little cakes. Flavor-wise, they did taste a lot like your typical raw cakes. And I guess I was looking for something a bit more unhealthy tasting. I really wanted a croissant or pain au chocolat. And I do think that they have those some days, but not when I was there. Oh, and then the third thing I need to mention, one evening I went to this African food place called Dona. I'm not sure how to pronounce it exactly, but there I got the Afro bowl, but swapping the fried chicken for fried tofu, and it was the best tofu I've ever had. I arrived in Berlin very late at night, and I went to the first kebab place that I saw and got a really satisfying falafel wrap. It was a beautiful experience. The next day, my family came to visit. I apparently have deleted my breakfast footage from day 2, which is, I know, very sad, but thankfully I didn't have anything too crazy. It was simply just a plain old bowl of muesli with oats, nuts, seeds, cranberries. I put some of the remaining French apricots in there as well and had that with some oat milk. Yeah, that's that. Sorry for deleting the footage. It's very sad. And then for lunch, my mom and I made a chopped salad.
I wish they would make all salads chopped salads because I don't know how to put all of this into my mouth. That is not attractive.
I cut up some cucumber, some romaine, some dandelion, which my mom got for me. It's very healthy, she says, but she didn't mention just how bitter it tastes, so I only added a real small amount. I also cut up some parsley, some tomato, and some smoked tofu, which I quickly pan-fried in some vegetable oil for 5 to 6 minutes over medium-high before adding it to the salad. Oh, my mom is making the dressing here. Just super simple: olive oil, white wine vinegar, salt, agave syrup, and a few spices. I added some sesame seeds on top, and then we had the salads with some flatbread and random vegan dips that my mom got. She bought so many dips while in Berlin. As for my snacks, that day I had some roasted nuts and shared the banana split simply raw bar with my sister, which I liked it, but she was not impressed. In the evening, I was in the mood for spelt toast, topped with unsweetened soy yogurt, banana, blueberries, and agave syrup. Like lazy pancakes, almost. And then I had another one with roasted cashew butter instead of yogurt. Would recommend. Moving on to day 3, I had some savory oatmeal for breakfast. I love salty oats. Yes, the texture is a bit weird, but I try to think of it as something close to risotto. You know, same process as making regular oats, just slightly different ingredients. I like the way I'm feeling. I made this super yummy aubergine miso topping for it, cutting an aubergine into bite-sized pieces. Ain't no bag I can taste. When I'm moving, nobody can test me. And then pan-frying those for about 6 or 7 minutes in a bit of oil. Meanwhile, in a small bowl, I whisked together some miso paste, cashew butter, white wine vinegar, soy sauce, and water. And I added that to my veggies. Then I gave all of that another 2 to 3 minutes before assembling everything. I swear this tastes so much better than it looks. I finished my bowl off with some cucumber, spring onions, and sesame seeds. Yeah, my family and I, we just spent the day wandering through Berlin, trying to find food. My sister gave me her tofu noodle leftovers, and then we took a stop at this ice cream place. That's some of the best vegan ice cream you can get in Berlin. They have the most interesting flavors. I got yuzu cheesecake and black sesame that tasted more like poppy seed than anything else, but delicious. And then my sisters wanted to make another stop for ice cream, more ice cream, which I also had some of. And then for lunch, we went to Keats Vegan, which is this Turkish style vegan food place. This was kumpir, basically like a mountain of potatoes, just covered with a bunch of salads and sauces. I was really hungry, so I ate most of this. It may look weird, but tastes so good. Yeah, here I'm trying to teach my sisters how to waveboard, which honestly they picked it up so fast. Like after about an hour, both of them were able to do it on their own. Crazy. For dinner, we had noodles with roasted veggies. First, I placed a bunch of chopped veggies onto a lined baking sheet. I added a drizzle of olive oil, followed by a generous pinch of salt, and then I mixed everything up and placed that into the oven for about half an hour. In the meantime, I minced up some garlic, added that to a small bowl, together with some soy sauce, ketchup, white wine vinegar, sesame oil, and a little bit of water. Gave that a quick mix, and then I added a teaspoon of cornstarch, mixing that in thoroughly before setting aside the sauce. It's sort of a mix between teriyaki and tonkatsu, kind of, sort of, at least that was the idea. For the noodles, I brought a bunch of salted water up to a boil, And then I just cook these according to instructions. These are vegan mee noodles that I found at Edeka. Once those were done, I drained them and set them aside. And then I put the sauce that we just made inside the hot pot and gave that maybe 2 minutes until slightly thickened. And then I put the noodles back in as well. Taste test and season some more if necessary. And yeah, and then you just serve that up together with the roasted vegetables or anything else that you might have at home. Yeah, we also added a bit more of tahini dip. Early in the morning, I brought my mom and sisters to the train station, and then I just had a really nice and slow morning to myself, making banana pancakes. These are so good, provided you like the taste of banana. They're so easy to make also. So inside a food processor, place 1 medium-sized ripe banana, some small cut oats, salt, chia seeds, cornstarch, vanilla, non-dairy milk, baking powder, and a little bit of vinegar. Blend this up until smooth. And then bring a non-stick skillet with a bit of coconut oil to medium heat. Once hot, add 1 ladle of batter per pancake. They're like neither as thin as a French pancake, nor as thick as American ones. I feel like they're actually very reminiscent of your typical German pancake, like the ones that you'd get served at kindergarten. After 2 to 3 minutes, you should be able to flip these. Make sure to loosen up the edges all around first with a spatula, and then cook the other side for about 2 to 3 minutes. This makes enough for 3 to 4 big pancakes. I top this off with some soy yogurt, dried raspberries, and vegan Nutella. Very good, very good. I spent most of my Sunday doing taxes. Here's my doing taxes snack. It's chickpea waffles, the chickpea version of a rice cake, basically, topped with vegan cream cheese, tomatoes, dried herbs, and salt. Then I made a quick leftover salad. I'm adding some sad-looking romaine, some more of that dandelion, tomato, chickpea tofu. It tastes a lot like smoked tofu, although the consistency reminds me a lot more of polenta. For my salad dressing, I combined some unsweetened soy yogurt with baba ganoush dip. Again, my fridge is full of dips, and a little bit of white wine vinegar, plus some extra salt. For dinner, super basic, I cooked up some whole wheat noodles. And like right before, I want to say a minute or 2 before the pasta was done, I added a handful of spinach to it. And then I drained everything, put it back inside the pot, together with some rinsed canned lentils, and my favorite store-bought tomato sauce. So good! Day 5. And then my actual breakfast was my new favorite toast combo. It's some olive ciabatta, toasted and topped with vegan pesto, vegan cream cheese, cherry tomatoes, and basil. It tastes so fancy. It's inspired by this reel, actually. And oh my god, speaking of Instagram reel recipes, a friend of mine sent me this recently. Yes, Avocado Iced Latte. It sounds cursed, but I just had to try this. Well, I don't have an espresso machine, unfortunately. All I could do here was make an iced coffee with avocado milk. But anyway, you basically mash up half an avocado inside a little jar until it has achieved guacamole consistency. And then you add some non-dairy milk, seal the jar with a fitting lid, and shake it up well until it looks something like this. Then I set that aside to make the actual coffee. I wanted to give this a fair chance, and so I'm even grinding up some fresh coffee beans here. filtering the coffee over some ice so it would cool down immediately. I then strained some avocado milk over some ice in a separate glass, and then I poured in some coffee.
No, I'm not winning at this. That's not thick enough.
Even though the avocado flavor is super subtle, I just kept wishing that it wasn't there. The remaining avocado I added straight to my blender, so I blended up a bunch of frozen banana chunks, the leftover avocado, a pinch of salt, and some plant-based vanilla protein powder. I did end up adding a bit more milk here and there to help everything blend. I didn't love the color here, and so I ended up adding some green food coloring to this. I mean, I could have also just added some spinach leaves or something, but it looks really cute. As a snack, I had these energy bites here. They're from Rossmann. They taste exactly like biting into a slice of whole wheat bread, topped with Nutella. Oh, I need to brag for a second. I finished reading another book. I'm currently making my way through all types of dark academia murder mysteries. Don't know why, but that's the genre that I'm sticking with. And this one was When We Were Villains. And I loved it, although I called the ending like halfway through the book. Anyway, I just needed to tell somebody that I read another book. Moving on. Dinner was possibly the most random Buddha bowl I've ever made. Spinach, tomato, carrots, the remaining chickpea tofu, lentils, and then some cooked ramen. I mixed in spicy hummus and tomato sauce because I was too lazy to do anything else. Tuesday's breakfast was another one of those olive, ciabatta, pesto, toast creations. In the morning, I met up with my friend Ima for coffee. I had never been to Isla Coffee before, but this place is so cute. Ima got the horchata iced latte, which does taste a lot like cinnamon, but it has these chunks of pureed rice at the bottom, and so that's interesting. Tuesday was so busy. I had Zoom meetings back to back, and so all I had time for in the afternoon was to make this quick bowl of muesli with berries, banana, this nut granola sesame bar that I cut into chunks, non-dairy milk, and a bit of cashew butter. Dinner was a bit more elaborate since I had friends coming over, so I made Gochujang Fried Rice with crispy, spicy tofu. So first I cooked up 3 servings of rice. Then in a deep dish plate, I put together a little marinade. That's gochujang, sesame oil, white wine vinegar, agave syrup, and soy sauce. I sort of teared the tofu into little nugget shapes here and let those marinate in the sauce for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I lined a baking sheet with parchment paper, preheated my oven to 190 degrees Celsius, and cut up a red bell pepper plus some garlic. Oh, also you need a bowl filled with cornstarch. Next, I grabbed a Ziploc plastic bag and filled it with unsweetened cornflakes. I then sealed it and crushed the cornflakes a little bit. Then I grabbed a piece of marinated tofu, covered it in the cornstarch first, and then put it back into the tofu marinade, and then inside the Ziploc bag. Here it is again. So you take the tofu, you place it into the cornstarch, back into the sauce, and then inside the bag with the cornflakes. I want to say I did 5 or 6 at a time, closing the bag and then pressing down onto the tofu firmly with my hands. The plastic bag is there to avoid a huge mess, but technically you could also do this in a large plate. And then I placed the bites onto the baking sheet. I allowed them to bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until nice and golden brown. To make the rice, I brought some vegetable oil in a non-stick pan to medium heat and then added the chopped pepper and the garlic and sauteed both for about 6 minutes. Then I added the cooked rice plus the remaining marinade. I let that cook for another 6 to 10 minutes, mixing every few minutes only because I wanted the bottom to crisp up a bit. I seasoned this to taste with some salt, and then that was it. This was so good. We had some cucumber on the side, some more dip. This brings me to the end of this very wild what I eat in a week. I was a bit all over the place. I'm sure you noticed, but I still hope it was a fun watch. There are quite a few recipes in there that I highly recommend you try. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for the amazing support on the book. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye.
I like the way I'm feeling. Can't touch this feeling. I'm in my feelings.